Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing my nails and we're starting with a fresh base, clean base. I don't actually remember what I had on my nails before this set, but I removed them ahead of time. I've been starting to do that where I do my removal like a day or days ahead of my application, and honestly it just makes things feel a little bit more digestible. I don't know if any of you guys feel that way. But when I remove a set and then do a set on myself, obviously it takes way longer than working on clients, so it just makes it kind of drag on. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Even if in this case I have nothing on my nails, but I feel like even leaving a thin layer of whatever gel you have on previously, just to keep your nails protected in that like short period where you don't have anything on your nails is a great idea. And then also just to not like be retouching your natural nails so many times. So that's, as of now, that is my plan of things to do. Keep my application and my removal days separate and keep a little thin layer of product on my nails. But we are starting off with the manicure part because I haven't done that ahead of time. So we pushed back the cuticles, we used my little cuticle bit and got up and lifted everything up, got some dead protein off the nail plate, and now we're going around and removing the dead skin with my cuticle nippers, and now we're going on setting 1 RPM using a light sanding band and just roughing up my natural nail. Super gentle pressure. We're never actually like putting pressure on, we're almost just like gliding this across the top of the nail. We don't want to do any damage. We don't want to like file down the natural nail. We just want to lightly etch it up. And then that way the base coat is going to really get into those grooves, and that'll help with your adhesion. I used to get my nails done, maybe I've mentioned this before, and they would buff my nails, and eventually they buffed them smooth. After going so many times, gel just wouldn't stick to my nails because my nails were so smooth from buffing. So definitely keep that in mind if you're having trouble with application, with retention, and you use a buffer. Make sure you're not buffing your nails smooth. The whole point of that is to add a little bit of etching to your nail. I'm using a Bandy base gel, testing it out. I did go to a Bandy workshop with Sweetie Nail Supply somewhat recently, a few weeks ago. It was so fun. I loved it so much. So I have a whole bunch of Bandy products. Actually, this base gel I already had, but I hadn't really gotten into using it. So I decided to use that on myself today. So just going over and I'm scrubbing the base gel into the nail plate to get into all those grooves. And spoiler, we are doing claw nails today. I mean, I'm sure you already know from the title of the thumbnail that we're doing claw nails, but we are doing claw nails. I got these, you guys know this already. I know how to sculpt out a claw anyway. Like I can sculpt out a claw without a dual form, but I found these dual forms on Temu, and I know a bunch of different brands are making them in different shapes and different lengths. These ones are very long. Very long, as you can see there, but I wanted to give them a try today. And I've been loving the Gin Bee Polygel. I know I bought this a while ago, and I remember I had a couple of you asking for my review. I didn't really get too much of an opportunity to use it, but now I actually am using it quite a bit more, especially when sculpting claws. Can you watch how awkward I am holding this dual form? It is so skinny that it's like so awkward to hold. I'm gonna grab like a little stand in a sec, but basically I'm just popping a bead of the polygel into the base and using alcohol and a brush to kind of move the polygel around. There you go. It doesn't stick fully because I needed to put like sticky tack on there, but I'm just kind of holding it, kind of resting it. And then I'm working one nail at a time and I'm sticking this on. So this is my first nail, but way too much polygel. So I'm just using my brush, pushing that forward, and then switching to the spatula end and scraping some of that off. It's a learning curve when working with dual forms. Definitely, like, I remember the craze of polygel and dual forms, especially for at-home nail hobbyists, was a huge thing. And I mean, I totally understand it makes things a lot easier, but I never got into that. I kind of jumped right into just applying gel onto the nails. So this is like an all new experience for me, doing dual forms and polygel, and I'm having a good time. But yeah, I don't know how much gel to be applying, polygel to be applying into the dual forms, so I'm really figuring it out nail by nail. It does take a bit of finessing to really get the product down to the tip of the nail. The nice thing about polygel is you can kind of flip your hand over and then smooth out the underside, which makes filing later on easy if you're filing the underside. But yeah, application of these is pretty easy. I just like hold the tip and then press it right flat onto my nail. It's pretty good, pretty easy. You just gotta make sure that you're covering the sidewalls fully. That's my one downfall with dual forms on myself, is I don't cover the sidewalls always. And I think that's something I need to work on, and it's something I have been working on, but I always forget to check. So here's my note for you: check your sidewalls so you don't have any missing gaps. I mean, you guys have seen me go through and repair my missing gaps, because I have one on this pinky too, I'll tell you that. I didn't include it, but I did go in and add a tiny bit more polygel. Because, you know, sometimes your girl's not paying attention. But now I'm going through and I'm just filing off. You can see that there's like a bit of a lip from basically applying too much polygel. I'm going around and I'm filing that off, but I'm also taking down the length just a tiny bit, because I was starting to feel scared. I was like, these are actually on my hands. I have to wear these in real life. I honestly didn't take down too much, but I took down a little bit. Okay, the first day I had these on, I was like, I'm taking these off immediately. What have I done? What have I done? Because they're so long and dramatic and pointy. When I would wash my face, I would accidentally stab up my nose. So things were rough for a while, but I got used to them. Everything's fine. But I am taking my sanding band now. I'm just sharpening up the tip a little bit more there, going on either side of like the arc, and then getting on the underside, just doing a little bit of smoothing out. With dual forms, you absolutely can customize. So if I were to do these again, what I would actually do, because the way you apply them, you kind of need them to go on flat, and it's also partially my nail bed because it's so long. I need to apply the form quite, how do I describe this, quite down onto my nail to make sure I'm covering the sidewalls. If you have a shorter nail bed, you don't have to go so far, but I prefer a claw to arc a bit upwards, because then it leaves the tip of your finger fully open to function, which in my case, these curved down so much that they were getting in the way. Like editing videos, I'm like trying to press a function on the keyboard, and the tip of my nail is pressing other buttons. I have no idea what's going on. That was the most frustrating part, I will say. But we lasted. I want to say we lasted about a week and a half before I took it off. But anyways, this is the star of the show. This is the Rozyhip Ultraflash. If you saw my last swatching video, then you'll know. I got a whole collection from Rozyhip of the Ultraflash. I think there was 12 gels in total. This one caught my eye the most. It's like the blackish one, and I love it. I love it so much. So what I'm doing here is I'm just applying the color down at the tip of the nail, and then I'm gonna grab the ombre brush and kind of fan it up. At this point in the video, I wanted it just to be the very tip. I don't know what it is. I always want it to look like I've just almost set my fingertips on fire, and I just want like a singed tip. So I'm starting off by doing 2 coats of this. I do the first coat, obviously, cure that. The one thing I will say, if you're looking to keep your shape ultra snatched, then I would choose a different method. I wouldn't necessarily work on a design that's so tip of the nail focused, because you are going to bulk it out a bit. Not enough for it to be like any other shape, but still a claw. But if you're trying to be super sharp, super pointy, keep that in mind. But yeah, I don't mind. And I was like, it's probably better that I round these out a little bit, because I know I will be a hazard to myself. I am painting the underside. Another great thing about claws, you got that full gel moment underneath. So I'm painting the underside, because that was gonna give the top side a little bit more coverage. When you have that peak in the middle of the top of the nail, you kind of can see down below. And I think you can see what I'm talking about when you're looking at the underside. There's a bit of clarity that comes through. So by coating the underside, I'm just getting a bit more coverage. And then this is when I changed my mind, where I was like, I actually wanted to be more of a true ombre and less of just the tip of the nail covered in gel. So I'm taking the gel even higher, about up to where my natural nail is, and then I'm gonna go ahead with the ombre brush. Sometimes things just progress. I did the first few layers and I was like, oh, that looks great. And then all of a sudden I was like, no, it looks hideous, I need more. And I mean, glitter solves all your issues, so. And I do like how, kind of more witchy these became by bringing the darkness higher. yeah, or like, I don't want to say animalistic, but it felt a little, I think because it really emphasized the shape of the nail, it really felt a bit more dramatic. So I love it. I love some drama. So I love that. But yeah, so this is, what coat is this? Third on the top. And now I'm going in with a sheer, like nude-ish, super light nude-ish color. This is from Bandy. It's actually one of their like tinted base colors. I forget what the collection is called, but I'll have it linked down below. This is a product that's new to me. It can be used as a base, a builder, and color. And the color was just like sheer enough, but like very, very similar to my natural nail bed, that I thought it would be a great color to kind of go from the cuticle and then blend over top of the Ultraflash color. So I'm just kind of dry brushing the color down to blend with, I mean, the glitter's cured, but this will just help to blend it because it's like quite a sheer color. So I'm just doing that on all the nails, focusing the color up near the cuticle and then dragging it down. And it really does help with the kind of blending effect. It just like softens the kind of line near that you can see near my free edge. So after applying that to all the nails, I'm going in with the Jin B Ivy Fix Gel. This is just the one in the tube. We love a girl in a tube. And then I'm just grabbing some of my silver beads because I can't resist. And just popping one of those at each of my cuticles. I just felt like I needed a little something extra. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna get those all situated, and then give them a cure, and then I'm gonna apply more of the Jin B Fix Gel on top of those to really lock in, so that way we're not wearing down the shine. And then for top coat, I'm really on a Bandy kick. Oh, I didn't even mention my Bandy lamp. That's coming in soon in a vlog, but I'm loving Bandy. But I'm using the Bandy overlay, non-wipe overlay, which is an overlay and top coat all in one. And I thought that that was a good move because it would help to smooth out the transition between the nude and the glitter, but also some of the glitter. I mean, glitter can be a little bit textured, so to help smooth it out, I thought this was a good call. And then also hitting the underside, because if you remember, we painted gel on the underside. So all in one, I'm hitting that with the top coat because the underside, or the bottom of my lamp is mirrored, so it can cure the underside. But here we have it, the finished set. This is without flash, and this is with flash. Can you believe? No wonder she's called an Ultra Flash. You can get the Ultra Flash collection on Sweetie Nail Supply and use code Rebecca for 10% off. Everything is linked down below. And look at that sparkle. Okay, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.